Now, our topic is inheritance in C++. Okay, first of all, what is inheritance? In the C++ object-oriented programming, C++ is an object-oriented programming language. It means it is just a use object and algorithms. Okay, so it provides a data abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulations are the cornerstones of an OOPS. One of the most important concepts in the object oriented programming is that of an inheritance. So, inheritance allows us to define a class in the term of another class, which make it easier to create and maintain an application. This also provide an opportunity to reuse the code functionality and fast implementation time. When creating a class, instead of writing the completely new data members and the member functions, the programmer can designate that the new class should inherit the members of an existing class. This existing class is called as a base class and the new class is defined as a derived class. The idea of inheritance implementation is a relationship. For example, in the mammal is a animal and dog is a mammal. Hence, the dog is an animal as well as so on. We group the inheritance concept into the two categories, that is a base class and the derived class. The base class whose the properties are inherited by the another class is called as the parent or base or a superclass. And derived class, the class which inherit the properties of the other class is called as a child, derived and subclass. The child derived class, this is just a syntax how we inherit the base class property into the derived class property. That is, class is keyword and derived class means it is an my new class, then colon access specifier and then base class name. Okay, to inherit from the class, use the colon symbol where the access specifier is one of the public, protected or a private, and the base class is the name of a previously defined class. If the access specifier is not used, then it is a privately by default. Okay, so not all the members of the class except the private are inherited. Means private member functions or the data member is never be inherited from the derived class. So this is a one more example. It is a base class and then it inherit the properties from the derived class. Why and when to use the inheritance? Yes, why we need, consider a group of vehicle. You need to create the classes of a bus, car and truck. The method fuel amount capacity apply breakers will same for all the three classes. If we create these classes avoiding the inheritance, then we have to write all of these functions in which of the three classes as shown in the figure. You can clearly see that above process result in the duplication of the same code three times. This increases the chances of an error and the data redundancy. To avoid this type of situation, inheritance is used. If we create a class vehicle and write these three functions in it and inherit the rest of the classes from the vehicle class, then we can simply avoid the duplication of an data and increase the reusability. Look at the below diagram in which the three classes are inherited from the vehicle class. Now here is a vehicle is my base class and bus, car and truck is my child class, that is a derived class. Using the inheritance we have to write the functions only one time instead of the three times, as we have inherited rest of the three classes from the base class, that is a vehicle. Then how we implement the inheritance using that the syntax we already discussed about how we inherit the syntax with the help of derived class. Or derived class we can use the base class methods. Okay. So first of all we create the parent class and this is a parent class body. Now how we inherit, that is a class, then child class name, then a colon access specifier, and then parent class name, then child class body, and then semicolon. So what are the advantages of inheritance? It is useful for key code reusability. In the previously, we already discussed the one more example, that is a vehicle. So vehicle is my base class, and there is a declare three types of functions. So and these functions is inherited all the car, truck classes. So my writing code is a reusing. So this is the main advantages of inheritance, because it provides the facility of reusing the code. Okay, so reuse the attributes and the method of an existing class when you create a new class. How we implement the inheritance? This is a just pictorial representations of inheritance. That is, a dog is a belongs to the uh, animal class, and dog is having the separate category of an animal. So animal is my base class and dog is my derived class, that is a child class. Whenever we want to use something from the existing class in the new class, we can just concept on the inheritance. Here in the simple example of that. So how we implement this is just a small example program. There is a class animal, and here I declare the one more variable, integer type of variable, and here how we inherit. So here I use the derived class object. Okay, so dog D is my object, and D dog legs is my base class data member, and D dog tail is my derived class data member. Using the object, I can call that type of the data members from the base class and the derived class. Okay, so this is just a general introduction of what is the inheritance.